Congrats on From Nowhere.
Thank you.
Is this your first time here in Austin or in South by in general?
This is all of it. First time being South by Southwest, first time being at a film festival, first time being in Austin. So yeah, this is
crazy, isn't it?
Crazy. And what a festival to kick it off with. You know, this is one of the most impressive festivals I've ever you got music, interactive film. It's so overwhelming. Like lounges all over the place, and it's kind of amazing. I love it.
Yeah, we love it too. To have in our backyard.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's get started.
Yes. Yeah.
How did you get involved with From Nowhere?
Yeah, so I was actually shooting another project in New York at the time, and I had just moved to LA, as a matter of fact, but I went back to New York to shoot this other project, got the script sent from my agent and my manager, read it. And as I'm reading it, because I was staying with a good friend of mine, and I'm on his floor, and I'm like, okay, I got to read this script right quick. And most times I go into the script like, all right. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my God. I finished the entire script in about 30 minutes.
It was a real page
turner? It was
turner?
a real page turner. It just so fascinating. And as I'm reading, I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this. I have to do this role. I have to play this. Nobody else can play this. I have to do it. It was just so moving, and I, so I went in, auditioned for it, gave my best self, and thank God Matt, he cast me, yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your character and his role?
Yes. So my character's name is Musa. He's from Guinea, and so the movie takes place during his senior year of high school, and he's trying to get into college. The year right before his junior year is only when he found out that he was illegal, that he was undocumented. He had no idea. So what I love about this film and what spoke most to me was you watch an identity crisis happen. You're brought over here. No one asked you to come over here. Your family brought you over here, for a better life. Mm-hmm. And they didn't ask your permission, so you're here. And so then you think that, oh, I'm American. I'm American. This is who I am. This is what I do. Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden when you ask your mom, oh, can I get my social security number so that I can, apply to college and get financial aid? Oh, about that. You don't have so it creates a lot of uncomfortable conversations. Mm-hmm. And so my character in the movie, he's dealing with that identity crisis of he's already built up this persona in school. So people already know him as this jock or this guy, and then all of a sudden he can't tell anyone that he's undocumented. He can't tell anyone. So he has this girlfriend, and she's like, babe, come with me, sign up to go to the army with me. Like, what are you gonna do? And he can't tell her. And so it's like, well, I have to protect my family, but I also want this. I want everything that has happened, but you can't. You just can't. So that's where my character is dealing with in the movie.
How did you prepare for this role? Like, did you have to do any research in the background?
Yes. I, as an American citizen, I definitely had to research what it's like to, be an undocumented person here. So I watched tons and tons of documentaries, and so most of these characters were all kind of based off of, loosely based off of students that Kate Ballin actually taught. Kate Ballin is one of the writers and producers of our film.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So she actually was a teacher in the high school in the Bronx and came across these students, which led her to write a play about it and then ultimately a movie. So I was actually fortunate to talk to one of the guys, the real life people that my character was loosely based off of, and just listening to his story, and it really breaks my heart, because it really breaks my heart, because especially in the documentaries, you learn that these kids, they're brilliant. Like these are smart kids that want to be a productive member in society, and then all of a sudden they make any little wrong mistake, they can be detained and then deported.
Yeah.
So it's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, they have so much potential, but there's
Exactly.
this huge obstacle, and they can't really.
Right, right. I watched this one documentary where there was a kid who got accepted to Harvard, and he was driving, didn't stop at a stop sign, not even a stop light, not a traffic light, but a stop sign. A cop pulled him over, and he ended up getting detained for 7 months, and then he had to get deported.
7 months.
7 months of detainment, and then deported. And this kid got accepted into Harvard. Was going to go to Harvard.
Ivy League.
Ivy League. So what what does that tell you?
It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. Another thing that made me really want to invest myself in this movie was the fact that these kids, you can't call the cops. You can't. So if your life is threatened in any way, obviously most people, oh, something happened, oh, I call the cops. These kids can't. These families cannot call the cops. So it's like, what do you do? What do you do? Yeah.
What was it like working with Matthew Newton, Julianne Nicholson, and Octavia?
Oh gosh, it was a real luxury. it was a luxury. It was a treat. One, working with Matt, he was an actor, so it's like you have someone who understands our language, and so it's what we call in the business an actor's director. And he knew how to take time with us. He knew how to get what he wanted out of us. He just knew how to speak to us. Mm-hmm. And so that was definitely a treat. And he gave us so much time and space to really invest in our characters and do what it is that we wanted to organically. Like, we'll shoot the scene, but then he would say, okay, so let's stop for a second. DP, everyone step away. And you didn't feel like you did anything wrong. It was just like, oh, let's talk about this. Let's see what everyone's perspective in this scene is. You don't get to do this in most movies. You don't get this at all. TV, movies, you don't get this. Maybe, in theater, yes, but that doesn't happen in a movie. So to get that was a real treat. And working with Julianne and Octavia and Dennis O'Hare, you're working with powerhouses who know what they're doing, but also have a true passion for telling this story. And so all that does is heighten you, and you just want to continue to invest yourself and do your best work. Yeah.
So you've been in many films and TV series,
mm-hmm.
and including ABC's Quantico right now.
Yeah.
So what do you like about both TV and film? And mm-hmm. is there one that you prefer more than the other?
Film has always been my passion.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to do movies. That's what it was. I knew I was going to be an actor at 3. I was very blessed to have support from all of my family. But I'm a theater trained actor. Like, I classically trained theater-wise, studied Shakespeare's Globe Theater in London. So and theater is very different from TV and film. I love film because you get to take the time and invest yourself in telling these stories, and it's I don't know, film just kind of reaches people. It reaches people in a different way. Mm-hmm. TV is amazing. Obviously, it's the money's very good in TV, but it's you get to do a lot of cool things faster, and it's a quicker turnaround. So TV is definitely good in that way. But people ask me what kind of actor I like to be. I want to be a working actor. So I like to do all the mediums. I just like working and telling stories. So you give me that story, and I don't care where it is. Let's do it.
Awesome. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
What other, besides From Nowhere, obviously you're here for that, what other South by films are you looking forward to seeing?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've already seen 9 Rides. I saw Long Night, Short Mornings. That was incredible. I'm going to go see Sidemen. I'm going to go see Gene of the Joneses. Miles Ahead, Don Cheadle's film. I know, I'm going to be at his keynote speech. So I'm going to try to see his keynote speech and also see his film afterwards. What else? There's so many great films here. So this is the lineup for film this year. It's amazing. And I'm just blessed to be a part of it. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And the nice thing is they screen like 3-4 times.
Yes.
So if
yes.
you miss one, you can always catch the next one.
Right. Yeah, man. This is a great experience. Great first festival. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Well, congratulations again on From Nowhere.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.